And welcome back to Weekdays with TCF, presented by The Loop Sports. I am Zach Lilia. You can follow me on Twitter at ZLilja, LILJATCF. Follow the main page at typical_Chicago. Follow Loop Sports at The Loop_Sports. You're watching us here on Typical Chicago Fans Facebook page. The Loop Sports will hopefully be sharing this soon, and you can go over there and check out all of the articles that are written, the blogs. Usually our blog about our podcast, which came out today, episode 43 came out today. We recapped our trip, our TCF trip that we did.
Two trips.
Two trips. And we also have some cool videos on our Instagram page, Typical Chicago Fans on Instagram, and Loop Sports. We got some cool, we did some rest stop reviews. We did a gross pizza review.
That was probably the worst piece of pizza I've ever eaten.
We had some recaps. We also got some cool videos coming at you over the next few weeks that we got a bunch of footage from the trip that I will be cutting up some stuff while Boomy is gone. So you should go on Instagram, The Loop Sports, and Typical Chicago Fans.
Make sure you follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. Like Zach said, tons of stuff going on there on both of our Twitter pages from our road trips. Like he said, we took 2 road trips, Minneapolis and Green Bay. We'll talk about those in a minute. And I'm heading out on another road trip, and I'll be sharing a bunch of content while I'm out there. I'm actually leaving in less than 48 hours. I'm heading to Boston, New York, and D.C. by myself, so this will be interesting. But like Zach said, the newest episode is out. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review while you're there. If you're not an Apple user like myself, you can find us on Spotify. Make sure you follow us there. You can download all the episodes. And all of the YouTube has been updated. There's tons of new stuff there. So make sure you head on over. The YouTube is growing. Let's keep it going. Head on over there, type in Typical Chicago Fans, and give us a little subscribe, and watch any of the videos
like
you want.
We got all of our episodes on there. I think it's episode 37 through 42. Just missing 38. We'll get that up there. So if you don't really do the audio version of the podcast, if you like watching it, you can watch us idiots on there. We usually try to dress to impress on there if we wear some stupid shit.
Oh, yeah.
I think I wore a Sheboygan Ace. Shout out to Sheboygan Ace.
Sheboygan Ace.
You had your jersey on.
I did.
We got our jersey over there. It's a nice, thick jersey, like I said, for maybe the fall.
Oh, it's going to
springtime.
be a perfect fall-winter jersey to go underneath of a hoodie. So excited. We had a great time up there, and actually that's going to spur probably our next real big TCF road trip in the Wisconsin State Baseball League.
But we have some expenses on these trips. We like to maybe go out and have a few drinks after we get done with doing some content. Also, the hotel room. So we have been selling our shirts. It's been a while. We kind of slacked on them because, like we said, we're not the smartest.
No,
but we are doing a flash sale.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little flash sale.
They're usually $15 if you are local.
20 if we
20 if you gotta ship it. So
yeah.
We are doing a $10 if you're local, $15 if we gotta ship it. We have we have 4 mediums, 1 large, and 4 double X's left.
Yes.
So if you want those, we'll be doing that until.
You're wearing one right now. So the nice big logo.
Nice big logo. We'll be doing this until Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll be.
No, Thursday, August 1st.
If you
end of August 1st.
Before 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, that's the price. We're gonna do a little flash sale, see if we can get rid of these, and we'll get those shipped out here very, very quickly. We're down to what would you say, like 6 shirts left.
We got like 6 shirts left, and we've had these for a while. We've had some.
We won't get another batch.
We want to get this merch going. We loved how we did it. We just weren't the best at doing it.
We're not business.
We are businessmen. We're just not. We forget a lot.
We do forget a lot.
But like I said, till August 1st, at the end of August 1st, so we got about 6 shirts left. Hopefully they'll go quicker than that, and then we'll be getting a new batch of them in. Maybe we'll be getting some different shirts, and like I said, whatever money
for the fall, for the winter,
whatever money we make from this, we're going to be putting it aside for more TCF road trips, maybe some college football game trips. Like I said, we are planning on summer or was it?
Yeah, next summer is
Summer League. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's the Wisconsin State League is the name of the league, and we're going to go try and catch all of the teams that play in that league next year. So all of the money we would make from that, it's not going into our pockets. It's going to do these trips and put up the content so we can keep it coming for you guys.
Yeah, because like I said, we figured out it's not it's a little more expensive than we thought.
Yeah. The Venmo request I had to send to you was a little bit more expensive than maybe we would have expected.
Yeah, but we had fun, and like I said, we're gonna sell these shirts. They're a cool shirt. They got a cool logo on it, maybe
So, yeah.
like old style or whatever.
Flash sale, $10 local, $15 if we got to ship it, and we promise we'll have it in the mail by the beginning of next week.
And we will love you forever.
And we will.
That's a promise.
That is
you buy a shirt
that
from
we
us,
can guarantee.
Yeah, friends for life if you buy a shirt from us.
Absolutely.
But let's move on to, like we were talking about, our TCF road trip.
Yes.
We started off, I think it was
10 days ago.
10 days ago, we left.
Fridays ago.
We left about 8 or 9 in the morning to go to Minneapolis.
Yep.
We went to the Twins game that Friday night. We spent about 5.5 hours on the road.
Yeah, it was probably with the traffic in St. Paul area. It was a little bit more than that. It was probably close to 6:50, and we had to stop a bunch of times for rest stop reviews.
On the way. We got there. It was about 3:34. We got checked in a hotel. We hit up some local bars.
Yep.
Minneapolis.
Friday night was a good time.
Friday night was a good time. Minneapolis is a nice little area, nice little city. It is very, for me, it was nice because it's quiet. It's not the hustle and bustle isn't crazy.
Exactly.
Especially because Mall of America is about 15 minutes away from it.
It's a decent-sized city, but it doesn't feel like it's.
No, we rode
super big.
We rode scooters around for about an hour and a half, and we didn't have any trouble.
We rode them around for like 3 hours.
No, yeah, well,
yeah.
Did we ride them around that much Friday night?
Friday night was about an hour.
Yeah, no one really gets in your way because the sidewalks are pretty open. We had bike lanes, which got a little sketchy there.
We also chose the hottest day of the year to.
We also figured out that Boomy is never allowed to lead us on the scooters ever.
Not true.
That was one of the worst routes I've ever seen.
Listen, I made it through it. You dummies.
We made it through it. We made it through it too, but I was
just following directions. This is not my fault. This is Trey. He's not here to defend himself. So I'll go after him. He told me take a left on the sidewalk. So I took a left on the sidewalk. It was 1.5 feet wide. It wasn't my fault. So there it is. What can you do?
That was your fault. That was insane. We had to go through a bunch of signs. I almost hurt myself. It was very sketchy. No, that was very sketchy. But we made it through it. We went to the Twins game Friday night. Had a good time. We did some random gambling games. I also had the A's, Twins, no runs in the first inning.
How'd that go?
Sit down. They hit a home run.
Marcus Semien on the second pitch of the game.
Right as we sit down. That was not nice. It was not helpful. Did not start it off very nice. But we had a good time. It was a little toasty.
It was 97 that day.
But we woke up the next day, and it was about 70. It had rain had come in. Really cooled down. It was a beautiful day on that Saturday. We went to the game. It was a 6 o'clock game. Like I said, we putted around on our scooters for about 3 hours, going from place to place. It's nice. You can just lock them.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cheap, too. It was like $15 for 2 hours. And we went to some parks. We just kind of went around Minneapolis. We went to Mall of America for a little bit.
Way too big. Mall of America, way too big.
We also realized I'm going on Saturday.
Everybody and their brother from like a 4-state region.
Which is smart if you really think about it.
That's usually when people – there's nothing to do.
We kind of put ourselves in a bad situation that we should have thought about it a little better. But we had a good time, and then we went to another Twins game Saturday night. 2 beautiful games. I mean, a beautiful stadium. Nice stadium. I like the way it's built. I mean, it was, like we said, didn't fill it up on a Saturday night when there were 2 great teams. Yeah. But it was pretty full. It was a good atmosphere, is what I would say. Twins are very good this year.
Yeah,
they're going to be very good. Maybe make a little playoff.
Fastest team. I'm sorry, to hit 200 home runs in a year in Major League Baseball history.
I think the home run record for all teams is going to be smashed this year again.
Well, Juice Baseballs will do that.
Juice Baseballs will do that.
But after the game, then we get in the car. I think we got to the car at 10:26, and like you said, it was about a 6-hour drive home through the Wisconsin wilderness. And thanks to my 2 co-pilots who fell asleep within the first hour. If it wasn't for Lil Wayne and shotgunning a rock star, there's a good to fair chance that we wouldn't be here.
Well, yeah, but what did you really expect from us?
I needed conversation. I needed to talk.
You knew Trey was going to fall asleep.
Yeah, well,
I was the one that
you told me, and you told me in the stadium, I'll probably stay awake the whole time. Well, your ass out right as soon as his eyes went to sleep. your eyes went to sleep. And then it was me and Lil Wayne for 5 hours.
Well, and we had some fun on Saturday afternoon, which didn't help me being awake anymore. I was a little sleepy after.
That's true.
We got a little boozy.
And we were like, we're not going to drink that much on Saturday. And then we looked down and Trey had like 7 beers sitting next to him.
Well, that's Trey. So
yeah, that's true. Shout out, Matt. I appreciate. I'm going to remember that. Mike's Pastries in Boston. I will be in Boston Thursday afternoon. I'm staying in Boston Thursday night, Friday night, New York Saturday, Sunday, and then DC Monday, Delaware to see my relatives on Tuesday. And I'm either going to come home Wednesday or I'm going to go to the Pirates game Wednesday and the Cincinnati game Thursday and come back. I haven't decided. So that's the next part. My TCF road trip is not over yet. But the second part of our trip, we left, a week ago today? Was it Tuesday after softball?
Yeah, it was Tuesday night after softball. We left about 11:30. Got to Green Bay about 4 in the morning. We had a little bit of a hotel problem.
Oh, yeah.
We opened our door.
We about had to go back-to-back in a double bed.
No, yeah, it was like a little tiny bed.
Because we got there at 4:30.
We were like, I don't know if they're even going to be able to change it. They're going to have enough rooms.
Yeah.
Luckily, they had a 2-bed room. That was nice, but the
Except
hotel was a little
doubled down on my credit card. That was
pain
in the ass.
But we got rid of that.
Exactly.
We also figured out
definitely
that price,
stayed in a trap motel.
Yeah, and
we might have been the only people in our wing of this hotel that weren't addicted to crystal meth.
Yeah. And yeah, it was a little sketch. It was
there was cops outside the door. Was that
Saturday night?
No, Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, Wednesday night. Sorry.
Yeah. And, so what we did, we left Tuesday night after we both played softball, and we drove through. I think I drove for like 3 hours, and then I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. So I had to have you drive for the last hour just because we were gonna die if I had to keep driving, and. So we get up and we went to the Green Bay Packers shareholder meeting. Just kind of one of those things. To me, it was cool, even if I wasn't a Packers fan, just to see because they're the only team in pro sports that are publicly owned, that are owned by the people. And it was a little dry. I'm not going to lie. Like it was one of those things I probably won't go back for another maybe 5 years. It's an experience that you go like every 5 years. You don't go every year.
I will never go back.
No, good. You're not invited. So. It was different to see, but then we got to do our thing, and we went and did some touristy stuff and walked around and saw the facilities and everything. But I think training camp to me was the best part. The second best part of the trip, dude, was we got in the car on Wednesday night and just decided we were going to drive to Sheboygan, which was another hour away.
We looked all around for teams. On the road. Yeah. So we ended up finding the Sheboygan A's.
Yep.
When we was about an hour from our hotel, we got there. It was a beautiful night for a game. A lot of people there, and it was just a cool atmosphere. It's like a locally run team in a way. I mean, like I think some of the town that helps run it.
1962, they've been a team, and like you could tell the people there were very local. They were just there to make sure they have a team. The concession stand was fire. You $1.50 for a hot dog. I think you got
a cow on tap.
Yeah. I got what was called the A's burger, and it was a burger with a brat on top of it. Perfect. And they were playing the De Pere Dodgers.
We saw the Dodgers and A's.
Yeah, so we did see and we saw 28 hits. I think the final score was 11-7, 28 hits, and they were. I mean, our tickets were $4. And then I bought a $50 jersey, but that's neither here nor there. We spent $10 at the concession stand. So like those are the kind of leagues that kind of spurred us into thinking like let's go see all these.
Yeah, and we did some content there. We put it on Twitter. They retweeted it.
Yeah, had some good interaction with them on Twitter.
We could get some interaction with some teams, maybe some players, because you never know who's going to come out of these leagues. Who knows? Maybe you won't have any professionals, but who knows? These guys are playing college baseball right now, and anything can happen.
Yeah, we saw a kid from UIC. We saw a couple other D1 kids. So yeah, it was like you said for that kind of pay.
It's good competitive baseball for what we paid $4 to general admission. Sit down.
We sat in the second row.
Like I said, there was a lot of people there for a Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, there was probably
I think they played every night until Saturday after that. They had like a Star Wars night. I actually came out and I told Chance that we were going to maybe have to stay for a few days because they had so many games.
Yeah, it was a really cool atmosphere, and I think that game got done at like 10 o'clock, and we were back in the hotel by 11. And
we were there, and then we ended up the next morning. We got up and went to training camp.
Yes.
So that was exciting. It was kind of
that the first training camp in general you've ever been to?
Yeah.
Like
is it yours too?
Yeah,
I've
never been to a training camp.
It was cool, but it was one of those things. They don't last very long because practices aren't very long. We ended up. We thought we got there at a good time. We thought we got a great parking spot.
We did get there at a really good time because we got to see the bike thing.
Yeah, but we didn't get to see all of them.
Yeah, that's true.
We thought we parked in this great spot, and then we kind of realized that we could have parked. We didn't really know where it was at because we were thinking we were going to pay for parking.
We parked like 3 blocks away.
We really had no idea what was. Let's go.
We could have damn near parked right by the field. But we walked over around. So if you've never been to Lambeau, all of the like locker rooms and stuff are actually in Lambeau, and their practice facility is just across the street. But they block it off from the players' entrance to the practice facility. And I'm sure you've seen it on social media, but like the kids line up by the gate with their bicycles, and the players come out and they ride the kids' bikes to practice, and the kids follow them or ride on the pegs, or if you're like Gerard Beer, my new favorite Packers player, he just picks the kid up, puts him on his shoulders, and carries the bike with him. But it was cool to see those guys coming out, interacting with the fans, and like it is like you got that atmosphere. And I don't know if you notice this, but like I don't feel like you get that experience like in Los Angeles, if you like, or Houston, or any big city, but because like. And, like, it seemed like the players and the fans had, like, a real connection, like they know them. And it was cool just to see them guys, like, it was me to you away from some of the guys who are probably going to start on defense. So we watched that, then we walked over to practice, and they have basically their practice facility is a chain link fence on the ends, and then there's, like, 5 rows of bleachers running across the sidelines. And we kind of bebopped around from the 2 end lines and did some content, which you guys are going to see in the next week or so. From the end line, like Aaron Rodgers was maybe 20 feet from us running plays. The tight ends were doing drills right in front of us. The wide receivers were working on stuff right in front of us. And then we went into the side and got some amazing footage, got to see things go live. And it was cool just to see like how a training camp actually works and operates. And it actually is a little bit like everybody talks about how soft the NFL is now with the training camp. And like we don't have any reference because we never saw it back before, but like it was still fairly physical. Like remember they were making the running backs and wide receivers like go all the way through till they got to the end zone. So like guys were getting hit and knocked over. But like it was just cool to see like how a professional practice is run. I don't care what sport it is. If you get to see a professional team practice, like that's just the dork in me. I'm all in on that.
With football, training camp's about the only time you're gonna get up close and personal unless you go to like
we were walking through the aisle and we literally like walked past the defensive lineman hitting the sleds, and I could have reached across and like tapped him on the shoulder.
And then we were, like you said, we were in that bike line, and we turned around, and I'm like, Chance, there's all the like coaches. You see a bunch of coaches
just
walking behind you,
5 feet from us.
And that guy, the man of the hour was, I don't know if he's like the strength coach or what he is, or a crazy guy, but he was screaming. He was the guy who took care of the ball, made sure it was in the right spot, and he didn't need a microphone because he was screaming.
I'm pretty sure we heard him like 6 exits out of town when we stopped for food.
But he had to be like a strength and conditioning coach or something. But he really held that practice together. Like I said, it was kind of cool to see how it was all scheduled to a T, and everyone knew what they had to do at the moment. The coaches took guys to the right spots, even when they had different drills for different players. They were going around. I mean, it was flawless. It took them 10 seconds to figure it out what it was going to be. So, I mean, I think overall we figured out that training camps are cool for content like this and get up close and personal, but you don't see much. You're not even like with Bears or Packers or whatever. It's nice to see the guys doing well, but you don't really know what they're going to be like until week 1. Well,
and we were talking about this the night after, like you watched, like I was talking, and we'll get more in depth in this in a couple of weeks when we do our in-depth NFL stuff. But there's so many times where like I thought the Packers defensive secondary was on fire. Like they were making great plays, but then in the back of your mind, you're like, wait, does our offense suck now? Or is the defense just playing really well? You know, it's weird. You would like to, like today and tomorrow, the Packers are practicing against the Texans. It'd be cool to see how those go. But just because it's, you're playing your own team, like I was legitimately worried. Like there was a couple really nice plays that like King. Can't remember his first name right now. I'm having a blank. But he made a couple nice plays, and I'm like, well, did he make a really good play, or did Aaron make a shitty throw? Yeah. So that had me a little bit worried. Like our new draft pick, Rashawn Gary, had a couple offsides. I'm like, is this just him learning the curve, or does he
my
stink,
thing is
you know?
don't take too much away from a training.
Yeah,
you're just happy no one gets hurt.
Kevin King, I'm pretty sure.
Because AJ Green, that's got to suck for the Bengals, him getting hurt so quickly. And the thing is, from what I've heard, the turf was not good there. They had talked about it, but they still went out and let him play on it.
In Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Which
just doesn't make any sense to me. Why is your best wide receiver out there on
if the turf is crappy,
that you have on your team out there in conditions that aren't good enough, especially in training camp when it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you got to prevent injuries, and this is not the time of the year to have.
J.O., he's a Bengals fan, isn't he?
I'm sorry to hear that. They're going to be terrible.
Fan.
They're going to be. The Bengals will not win 4 games.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about this.
Yeah, they stink.
But we'll get more into the football talk after. Well, we got home. When did we get home? Thursday,
like 4 o'clock
afternoon. We had a softball game that night, so we got home around 4 o'clock, and we ended the TCF road trip. We went our separate ways, and we got ourselves a good night's sleep because we didn't sleep that well in Green Bay. Maybe because of sketchiness, and maybe also just because we were getting a lot of content done. Yeah,
we also didn't go to bed till you said. The first night we went to 4:30, and then the next night we could have went to bed early, but we went to bed at 2 a.m.
Yeah, we ended up just kind of hanging around.
That's what you do when you're on the road with the boys, man. You just stay up and BS all night.
The Bengals are ignorant, he says. We're not going to win no more than 3 games. You're not wrong.
It's all right. Zach's team's in the same boat.
Yeah, right. Speaking of that, we'll get more into that, but Bourbonnais, that's top notch. Let's get into it. Cubs, they're 56-49. They've been struggling on the road. I think I heard they are 11 games under 500 on the road. I think Miami,
Seattle.
I think the Orioles maybe have a better record than them on the road. It's just crazy what they've been doing on the road. They are tied for first place with the Cardinals, that they go into a series with them starting tomorrow. A 3-game series there, and then a 3-game series in Milwaukee again. Was it in Milwaukee?
It's at home.
It's at home. So we play Milwaukee at home.
Well, they should have swept the damn Brewers this past weekend. That's so frustrating when and you know me, I'm usually Mr. Eternally optimistic about the Cubs, but there's so many and then when they were in San Francisco last week, when they were in Green Bay and blowing leads in the 8th inning, that kind of stuff has to stop. If you want to be, a playoff contending team, that stuff has to stop. Because if you're going to keep giving up late leads, then what are you doing? You're not going to. You're in a dogfight right now for the division, and if you continue to play the way you do, and the bullpen can. I think some of the decision making has been questionable at best, as far as who we're going to in the bullpen. Tyler Chatwood threw 4 appearances in July, and Tyler Chatwood had a good July, but Pedro Strop gets opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Brad Brock, opportunity after opportunity. That stuff has to stop. If you're not performing, then take your ass back to Des Moines.
And I know Strop has struggled, but I think he has deserved the chances he's gotten. I'm not saying he deserves any more chances, but he has proven himself to get a few more chances. Brad Brock is the guy I don't understand why you kept throwing him out there. I think it was 10 games in a row that he was appearing in and they had lost in. Like I said, Strop, he's not doing well, and at this point he's done in the high leverage spots, but he did prove himself over time that he was allowed to fail a few.
Yeah, but
it's over
when
now.
When you're in a race this tight, you have to button that stuff down.
Well, yeah, but okay, I have a list here.
If we're up 6 games, then sure, put them out there.
Who is a guy in the bullpen that you can trust right this very
second? I like Steve Cishek. He struggled a little bit. I like Brandon Kinsler. He's had his moments, but I feel like both of those guys have not had the amount of moments. And you can look at, ERA plus and all the stats and things like that. But even Craig Kimbrell has got me worried after his outing in Milwaukee.
Two guys that I want to see in high leverage spots: Rowan Wick, and Derek Holland.
Yeah,
they both have proven that. Rowan Wick went out there, and he's about the only guy this weekend in that bullpen that has done anything good. Kyle Ryan goes out there; he gives you, I think, about 3 innings the other day of quality pitching, which is nice to see. I want to see Chatwood. I want to see Holland. I want to see Rowan Wick. And I want to see Kyle Ryan. Did I say Kyle Ryan already? Derek Holland and Rowan Wick, Chatwood, Ryan. I want to see all those guys out there.
Kyle Ryan I like too.
I'm tired of seeing Brad Brock. I'm not even the biggest fan of Kinsler. I know he's doing all right, but maybe 5th or 6th.
Yeah, if you need those kinds of
but
innings.
I think Rowan Wick should be your 8th inning guy from right now. I think he is. I know it's only one start, but he is a guy that you get. I mean, you got to throw somebody out there. Steve Cishek.
Honestly, like I trust Tyler Chatwood coming out of the bullpen.
We got
Tyler Chatwood needs to.
Steve Cishek should never been out there the other day. I know he had pitched only 2 days before, which is a little bit of a rest, but he had something going on.
Yeah.
You let him get right. I don't see why throw him out there. And again, I get the don't blame Joe for it all, and I don't blame Joe for going, but he does control the game choices, the lineup choices. He did put Addison Russell out there for probably 2 or 3 more games than he should have. Daniel Scalzo is luckily gone on the IL. But what are your thoughts on Ben Zobrist most likely making a return September 1st?
I see this, and you know me, I have shit on Ben Zobrist my fair share of times. I'm not the biggest Ben Zobrist guy, but I think him coming back is going to spark this team a little bit, and it's going to give him consistency. All right, I like Robel Garcia a lot, but when you're talking about a September run, when you're right now we're tied for first place. All right, I know it's only close to August 1st, but when you're talking August and September games, if you have a guy like him who could get those clutch spots and knows how to play,
he's a 2-time World Series MVP. He's been there plenty of times.
I think guys like Robel Garcia can benefit from even if Ben's not in the game and he's just pinch hitting or being a late hitting replacement, he's going to be another coach for a guy like Robel. That Addison Russell doesn't offer.
What he said with Addison Russell, it's a shame he isn't off the team. I mean, he's in AAA.
The problem is
other than releasing him, there's nothing else.
You'd have to eat that big contract too. It's just not worth releasing.
Honestly, I think it's better for him to have to sit in AAA.
Yes, I agree.
Be down there, other than getting to go to maybe a contender or something like that would maybe sign him or trade for him.
I agree. And we've seen recently, we saw Ian Happ get called up.
And he didn't have the best weekend, but he did take some walks. I don't think he got a hit at all.
No, he does not have a hit.
But he took about 3 or 4 walks, I think, over the weekend. He looked good, plate vision.
4 walks, yeah.
But you would have liked to see a hit. But he's out there. He's playing good defense out there. I always liked his defense. I know he's not the best at it. But everyone always says, Almora is so great. Almora is so great. Yes, he is. But he has to position himself to be that way. He's not very fast for an outfielder.
But at the same time, I think his
7 RBIs. That is how you do it. I understand you.
Yeah.
He's not our leadoff guy. Okay, I'm going to sit here and say right now, Jason Hayward should be our leadoff man right now. And I understand that he was talking about the last few years, the leadoff spots kind of got to his head.
Yeah.
But he's
had such a bounce back year that I don't think it's going to affect him.
No, if it does, then you really shouldn't trust him overall, because if moving up to the leadoff spot would do that much to him, then he probably isn't the best professional.
Yeah, but at the same time, I get in what he's saying in the sense that, maybe he mentally he feels like he's having this success because of the spots he's batting in, and I don't know if you want to mix up that,
but then
consistency.
Who do you want to lead off for this team?
As of right now, I'm okay with Robel Garcia doing it.
No, I would like to see consistent.
To be very honest, I like Kyle Schwarber in the leadoff.
I like Jason Hayward. I would like Jason Hayward to go back there. I think that would be the best fit for this team right now. He's not cranking home runs, but he's getting base hits, and that's what you want your leadoff guy to do. And I think that I don't think it's going to happen because of the whole maybe he doesn't like the spot, but I think best 9. Jason Hayward is your number 1 hitter.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Because, Kyle was struggling from the leadoff spot, and he started not struggling once they got him out of there.
Yeah.
And he just, overall this season, I love Kyle, but it's been a struggle season. He's gotten hot, and then he starts to struggle. He just can't consistently keep it moving. And maybe this 7 RBI game, 2 home runs, grand slam. That grand slam was absolutely murdered.
Yeah,
it was awesome. It had to feel so good for him too. Albert Almora had a pretty decent weekend, which is nice to see.
He's just not consistent. That's the thing with him right now.
That's what I'm saying. With the same thing with Kyle. Kyle's not consistent.
And I everybody talks Albert Almora is this superb center. He's slightly above average, dude. He fell down and barely saved catching that ball in center field the other night. Dude, what are you doing?
And then the runner wouldn't advance if he would.
Yes.
It's
frustrating. Stop talking about him like he's Jim Edmonds or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that's a bad comparison. Jim Edmonds is a very good hitter.
Yes, and Albert Almora is just
outfielder.
He has above average speed, but he gets good reads.
Yeah.
There's
doesn't have above average speed.
Yeah, he's average, but he gets good breaks. So I don't know. Like everybody says, like, oh, you can't send him down because he's defensively so good. Like he's not that. He's not like, oh my God, we got to keep him here because he plays the best center field in the game. That's just not true.
Ian Happ could play the same.
They're very comparable.
He's made some big catches for the Cubs in his career. I'm not saying that, but I'm not going to go, oh, we got to keep him for his defense. Yeah. I'm not going to keep him for a late.
I just wanted to not hit ground balls. Like, dude, just get the ball off. Like, he hits it hard. He hits it hard at a second baseman and a shortstop every time.
So this is a big few weeks here for the Cubs. They have put themselves in
should have had a sweep last weekend.
They put themselves in this spot.
Pisses me off.
They should not be here. They should have a bigger lead. This division's not as good as it's playing out to be, and they're lucky that these teams are. I mean, the Cardinals could be running away with it too. The Brewers could have ran away with it too. The Cubs have they don't beat who they should.
Yeah,
it's what the problem is. They had two, like you said, those 2 games against the Brewers. They had Kimbrel. I remember seeing this video of Joe Madden just putting his hands in the air. We finally got to the guy that we've been trying to get to,
and then
he blows it. And he had not before this season. Craig Kimbrel had given up 2 home runs in 1 game in his whole career.
Yeah, and he's done it twice now
this season, which is pretty alarming.
Now that might be speaking to more of the fact that he hasn't played all year.
But it still should. I mean, yeah, but
you want to say that, but at the same time, he's only been playing baseball now for what, 6 weeks?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. He's only played 6 weeks, and he's already done.
Because if he gets signed in January, you know what I'm saying? Like his 6 weeks is May, and we're not talking about this.
I get that, but he has definitely done the spring. He was going to spring training. He was doing all the workouts. If he said what he was saying he had done,
I just think there's such a big difference between working out and throwing on the mound and actually throwing in high level situations.
But that's spring training,
high pressure situations.
Well, okay, but to do something twice that you
I don't disagree.
Career, that's very alarming. And like I said, I really don't. I think that the break maybe should have helped him. He should be healthier. His arm is better and not as thrown out, I guess, than it would have been for him play those first few months. And I don't know. It's just hard to see here because Craig Kimbrel was supposed to be the guy to save this bullpen, and he has. I know it's old.
Well, that's what happens when you throw meatballs to the reigning NL MVP. Like that shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, and then that home run. I mean, who is that for the Brewers that hit the home run?
Yelich hit one, and was it the rookie?
Yeah,
I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
He is playing very well.
He's a stud. He's batting like 330.
Him and Yelich are playing very
He'll
well.
Probably be.
And I get that maybe you want to pitch around Yelich there, but if you're Craig Kimbrel, you should never think about pitching around anybody. You should be able to go after people.
Just don't throw him fastballs.
And this
right
bullpen
in the
has
wheelhouse.
just gotten you.
The dude has a 16-game hitting streak.
Yeah, it's got you worried because I mean they had 10 runs the other day. They still gave up 4.
Yeah.
That the bullpen gave up.
Yep.
So
they gotta get the bullpen figured out real quick.
We gotta get Cole Hamels back. He pitched for Iowa. Got
rocked last night.
That'll happen though. I mean, it's probably a weird.
He's
situation.
working on stuff. He's working on getting his arm slots back.
I'm not gonna hear me worried about Cole Hamels giving home run. I know it's minor league guys,
Express,
he's probably working on some stuff. I'm just happy he's out there healthy after the start, so that's nice.
No, for sure.
But the Cubs, like I said, you're gonna have to strap in. We're gonna get ready for these next few weeks, and it's gonna be a tough division to run here because the Cubs have done themselves no favors.
Luckily for us, the Brewers have not been consistent. I view the Cardinals as more of a threat, but also at the same time, like they've had their issues as well. Their starting rotation is not great. Their bullpen is not great. I mean, look at they're toting Harrison Bader out there still, and he can't hit his way out of a. He's batting like 181.
Yeah,
they're going through the same struggles right now. It's going to come down to who has the experience and who can take care of business in the last 2 months, and you hope that it's going to be us.
I'm much more worried about the Cardinals and the Brewers because the Brewers just can't keep it consistent in the pitching staff. And
but at the same time, at this point last year, we were probably thinking the same thing, and then they went on to win like 40 of their next 50.
Let's just hope that doesn't happen. But I mean, I don't know. They were pretty hot going into the second.
Yeah, it was the second half basically.
So let's just hope the Cubs can turn it around. They need to win these next 2 series.
Yeah,
all they got to do win.
Stop
these 2
pissing
series.
away games in the 8th inning.
Yeah, it's just something that's gonna just like when Cody Parkey would ever come up to kick a field goal. When you go and you get this bullpen, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
it sucks to have
we
to
were
sit
texting
there.
about it the other night.
Yeah, it's just you put anyone in there. I said Rowan Wake, Derek Holland, Tyler Chatwood, Kyle Ryan. Brandon Kinsler there. But any of these guys, you get nervous about.
Shit, no kidding.
With Jose Quintana, I made a video, and I know Brad Brock got out of it, but it looked like he was still wanting to be in that game. And
I think we're pulling guys too early, but that's a whole nother discussion.
That's not on us, but that is something that should fall on Joe Madden.
I agree.
And that's one thing that you can blame him for is the moves within the game.
Right.
You can't blame him for the moves that the front office makes. You can't the play on the field, but you can the guys you put in the right situations. And it just seems like the last few weeks they're not put in the right situation.
Couldn't agree more.
Let's move on to the White Sox. White Sox 46 and 57. They're in third place by a lot of games.
Yeah, out of the wild card by 12.
Yeah,
out of the division
it's just been a
16.
struggle. They got Eloy back, which is nice. Their lineup's been a little weird. John Jay hitting cleanup. Renteria, I don't know if he just doesn't want to be here next year or whatever. I don't know if somebody else is making these lineups
anymore. He's gone.
But the lineups are a little weird. It's nice to see, like I said, Eloy's going to get back. Hopefully they can get him some work on they can get him some work in the outfield, maybe get him out of situations where he's going to get himself hurt again because I don't know. You're not going to be able to put him at a DH spot, but it's tough because you got Jose Abreu, who wants to be around for the next few years, who's going to take up that DH spot, and Eloy, who isn't the best outfielder, but hopefully he can work at it and maybe play 4 or 5 years in the outfield before he had to transition to a DH.
And we kind of talked about this on the podcast that we just dropped today. We'll save Josh's comment for leftovers here as soon as the segment's over. But there's the White Sox got to just look forward to guys like it'll be really interesting to see within the next couple of weeks. Do they bring Luis Robert up? Do they continue to bring like Nick Madrigal up? They've got a couple other guys at double and triple A that might get a call. I think you do. I think if you can save their time and you can keep it under that, you're going to have to hold them out next year for a couple of weeks, but let them come up, let them see live pitching, let them see the things they need to work on and go from there. Like that's really all you have left with the White Sox right now, because they're not going to make it to the playoffs. If they can gain 12 games in 2 weeks, I will find something crazy to do because it's just not going to happen. But they need to give these kids an opportunity and let guys. Dylan Cease is kind of struggling. He's got like a 5 ERA right now,
which is fine. Let him go out there.
Yeah, exactly. Get those innings, get that time on the mound, and then you go from there. Like that's what I'm saying about Robert and Madrigal and maybe any of these other guys that they're talking about bringing up. I think it's Basibo or something like that. But like maybe give those guys a shot, give them a couple games and just see what they can do. Because right now, like this season's kind of
the White Sox, it's a wash, and you're just trying to get guys experience in the majors before next year, where hopefully you make a run. Like you said, Kopech will be back, Rodon will be back in the middle of the season.
Yep.
You'll have all your young guys. Maybe you'll be making some moves. Do you think there'll be sellers at all between now and
you're not going to see a
Thursday?
lot. I would say that Jose Abreu could.
Is it Wednesday? Is it Thursday?
I don't know. I think it's Thursday.
Yeah, I don't see Jose unless you are going to maybe get rid of him and then sign him back later. I think he wants to be on this team.
But I don't think that's really up to him.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Like he made that comment, but like if they don't want to pay him, they're not going to offer him a contract.
Well, yeah, I don't think that they're just going to let him. I don't think the contract is the thing. It's can they get the right prospects right now for him, and maybe it'll be something that they talk about. But there's barely been no talk of any trade by any team because the prices are just super duper high.
Well, shoot, you just saw the Mets yesterday. The Mets are morons. The Mets might be the worst team in baseball as far as front office goes. They trade 2 of their top prospects for a guy, and the Mets are not going to the playoffs.
You know who I think is an almost even worse organization? The Toronto Blue Jays. They treat their players like crap. Marcus Stroman is their best pitcher. He wasn't going to get a contract from those guys, so they just traded him to the Mets. Kind of like, get out of here, go there. I heard he was visibly upset when he got traded because he wanted to go to contender. But I just think that those were not very good prospects. I mean, there are 2 better ones that the Mets have, but they're not going to do anything for the Blue Jays. I think it was a move by the Blue Jays that I don't know. I just have heard that they working off money and that there has been some player ownership problem.
Yeah,
with the Blue Jays. I know team by the Mets. But the Mets got rid of Vargas today. They got Stroman. They have the rookie who's the guy who won the. Pete Alonso.
Yep.
I don't know. I would say of all the moves the Mets have made in a while, this is one that you can't really get mad at.
Yeah, but what do they do? Like they don't know if they're a rebuilding team. They don't know if they're a playoff team. They can't go out and get a free agent. Like no one in free agency like, you know what? Maybe I'll sign with the Mets. They're a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And I think one of those two guys was in their top 10.
Record in the Cubs.
Yeah, no, that's you just say that about everybody. I don't know. Like, I feel like the best move. I don't know what Toronto did. Like, if you can get, I'm sure they were talking to other teams, and if they can take on 2 prospects, and they know they're not going to sign them,
they're not highly.
There's 3 sides to every story.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't stand the Mets. I don't like them. I don't think they know what they're doing. They don't deserve a franchise. The owners are morons.
Really, I mean, I know they got the prospects.
They have. That's what I'm saying. The Mets or the Blue Jays are actually building something. They have Vlad Jr. They have Craig Biggio's son, who are all good prospects. They have like 3 other guys that are in the top 50. The Blue Jays will be a contender before the Mets will. I guarantee that. The Mets don't know if they're contenders. They don't know if they're builders. There might be some risks with the front office, but that also, in my mind, and some things that I've seen, it also comes from guys who are veterans who might be trying to get phased out to let some of these younger guys come up. So they're in a rebuilding phase, and they've been pretty transparent about it because they just traded one of the better pitchers in the game for 2 prospects. They know they're not going to be able to compete in a division with Boston and New York, so let's try and build something with Vlad Jr. and this Biggio kid and a couple of the other prospects. Let's keep adding to that. The guy we're not going to sign anyway.
Yeah,
so I don't mind that. If veterans get pissed, veterans get pissed. If they're going to be a part of the rebuild, then they're not going to be a part of the rebuild, they're pissy.
Well, I'm confused. What are you mad at?
No, you're saying that they ran so poorly because of the way they treated the veterans. Like,
no,
they're in a rebuild.
I'm not saying veteran. I'm just saying anyway.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of the things that, like, Marcus Stroman is a veteran. Like, they're going to, if they can move on, and his contract's up this year anyway. So if you can move on, I don't mind it.
I just don't see much coming from the Blue Jays. I mean, I guess Vlad, but they only have much pitching after they got rid of Stroman. So you're going to have to bring more of that in. I know the Padres got Vlad. He's playing great, but I mean, he's not like going to make this team.
I don't think they're
better.
Right. I just think they're looking.
Biggio's son is good, but he's not going to make. And they got to buy more pieces. I don't know why. I know you want to rebuild, but once you want to, I mean, he's like 20-something years old. You want to keep around a pitcher who is solidified in this league.
Marcus Stroman might be like the price for him is going to be high this offseason because he might.
I mean, any good pitcher, the price is going to be high. That is why Dallas Keuchel didn't get signed. That is why Craig Kimbrel didn't get signed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you're going to want to, if you want a guy like him, you're going to have to pay the same amount of money.
But if they know they're not going to compete for 3-4 years, then you don't need to pay a guy like that.
Yeah, you'd hope it would be sooner than that because, I mean, how old is was Guerrero Jr. like 19?
No, he's 22.
22, so you want to get that moving. I mean, I just don't see – I mean, the Blue Jays are also in a tough division.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue. They're not going to be able to compete unless they something drastic happens with the Yankees and the Reds. And the Rays. Shoot.
I know that Stroman had tried to go to the Yankees, so it kind of felt like they just kind of threw him to the mat.
You also hear that Noah Syndergaard is like demanding to be out of New York.
I think that's a good move for the Mets.
I think that's a good move on both ends.
Yeah, I mean, Syndergaard's good, but he hasn't been lights out for them.
Yeah.
And he'll probably be helpful for a contender. I think both ways got to work because DeGrom and Stroman and then whoever you want to throw around, that's a pretty damn
Zach
good.
Wheeler.
That's a good bullpen. And they got some good offensive players. Got rid of Vargas, who was one of the worst pitchers. He was the man who yelled at the reporters in Chicago.
Yeah, I guess not bad.
So he's gone. I think Mick Callaway will be gone at the end of the season. So I don't know. I think that the Mets are trying to build something. They're still in New York. They still got Jeff Wilpon as the manager of the owner. But I really think that they're trying to. They got something going. Maybe. I mean,
we'll see.
We'll see.
At
least they made.
I don't have a lot of faith.
Well, no, but I would. You want to make a bet? I think I have a hard bet, though.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a 5-year bet.
Yeah, because I think the Mets will be decent next year.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
Why?
I don't.
Because they're poorly run.
That and they're gonna have DeGrom, Wheeler, and Stroman. Maybe I think Wheeler's a free agent too. I don't think their bullpen is as good as you think it is. And like, don't get me wrong, Pete Alonso's really good. But other than that, Conforto's average. I mean, name a couple more of their hitters. You know, I don't think they're good enough to get past
the Blue Jays.
Well, I'm not even like. Let's talk about making the playoffs. Like they're not going to be better than the Braves. They're not going to be better than the Phillies.
They're in a better division to make the playoffs.
No, yeah, I don't disagree.
Than the
I don't disagree. I just don't think that they're
Jays
gonna be a playoff
and the
team.
Blue Jays, I mean, I think Toronto's nice and everything, but it's tough to want people want to go there. It's not the best looking stadium.
Yeah,
it really filled up very much.
It's huge too. Yeah, they play CFL.
I think New York is more of a because I think Stroman's from New York.
Yeah,
it's more of his town. I mean, that's more of where he's going.
I think the trade works out for both sides for what they're doing. That's a lot of talk on the Mets and Blue Jays. I haven't talked about the Mets and Blue Jays that much all year.
We'll throw
Special shout out to our boy TCF Gameboy. It's his birthday today, so make sure you head on over. I think it's at TCF Gameboy. We don't see him anymore. He doesn't hang out with us anymore.
Listen, he moved.
He moved. Yeah, but little effort. Yeah. No, just kidding. Shout out. Happy birthday, buddy. Let's save that.
Let's save that. Let's go to those questions before we do.
All right, so we got a couple here. We actually have two from my cousin.
I'm going to answer the one from Josh real quick. It says, do these moves seem like Theo is going to do what the people want him to do instead of – no, he has his own plan. And, yes, the Craig Kimbrell move isn't looking the best right now, but it was the best move in the moment. Every team – a lot of teams – I won't say every team. A lot of teams wanted Craig Kimbrell. Yeah. Let's not just pretend like, yes, he's not pitching well right now, but he was the best reliever we could have got trade or any other way. What are some other moves? Bringing Ashton Russell back up.
Sending him back down.
Sending him back down was a good move.
That might play into it. Like I get he deserved it.
August 1st, no more trades, no more
anything. This is stupid.
But we bring back Enzo September 1st because we're allowed to do that. That is one of the what would you say, bottom in the middle of the half better players in the league right now that you are bringing back on a playoff run, fresh.
I agree. I think picking up Derek Holland, I mean, that might be what Josh was talking about because you need to get lefty relievers.
You got to have a lefty guy out
there.
But
I want to know, like, did the Cubs get played out of not getting Will Smith?
Also, a very cool story with Derek Holland. I think he's from around here.
No, he's just a big Cubs fan.
I think his brother was a big Cubs fan because he was talking about how they were on the.
Well, his dog's named Wrigley,
and they were on the golf course or something like that. And he found out he was traded, and then it was a big moment.
Yeah.
So they're excited.
And I like that pickup, but like I want to know, like, are we still going to try and get Will Smith? Are we trying to make anything else?
Not to get back into the Cubs talk, they were saying major league talent is up for trade. Other than Baez, Rizzo, Bryant, and I don't know, Wilson Contreras. Who are you going to trade on this team for value?
Exactly. If you're going to, it's got to be like a package of. It's got to be like Ian Happ, Albert Almora.
You're not going to get what you want for any of these guys because Almora's struggling right now. Ian Happ just coming back from AAA. Schwarber, as much as we like, he had 7 RBI, still struggling throughout the season.
Yeah.
So he's not going to have the value you want on him. I just don't see anyone on this major league team that you would trade. Jason Hayward, you're not going to get rid of him. His contract's still crazy, and he's playing very, very well. I'm not saying you're not going to get rid of Schwarber, but you're not going to get the value that you want.
It's all on what someone's willing to pay.
And like I said, I don't think that they're going to make any moves just because I don't think there's any moves to be made right now.
Yeah, I would like to see maybe like Brad Brock DFA'd and maybe bring in a different righty. But
like I said, the price is high on everybody. They're not going to get anybody for the cheap. And they're going to have to give up more than I think that they should. Because
I mean, you picked up Derek Holland for cash. Yeah, that's literally what the trade. They just gave up cash consideration.
This lineup isn't doing very well right now, but you still got to trust it.
Yeah.
Baez, I think he walked for the first time in July the other day, which is fine. I mean, that's what he does. He swings and misses July, but he's going to turn it back around.
Yeah.
Rizzo's playing better. KB, the injury was kind of scary, but he came right back. The
5 strikeouts yesterday.
Hopefully Schwarber keeps moving into the St. Louis series. Hopefully Ian Happ, I liked his walks. Hopefully he hits against St. Louis. And I know this team, it's tough right now, but these guys are veterans. They've been here before, and you're going to get Ben Zobrist in the thick of the playoff run, a veteran who's been here before. I trust this team. I trust this team. I know I'm a Cub fan, but you got to trust this team more than you trust the Brewers and the Cardinals because they have guys who have been there, done that. And the only thing I am worried about at this second is the bullpen. You got to show some consistency because at this point, there's no change in this bullpen. Right. There isn't going out and getting anybody. This bullpen got strapped down, and these these guys have got to do something.
I did see that Martin Maldonado is on the market. That they're trying to use him as a piece, maybe with a hat, maybe with Mora, to pick up an arm. So
it'd be nice, but I mean, he came here and he's over for 20 or something like that. So I don't think he's gonna have much trade value.
He's a defensive replacement
catcher. Catcher, but if flipping him was the choice of getting him, maybe that was the wrong guy to try and flip.
He's still 0 for 11.
Yeah, not good.
Second question. So we got two from Blair.
I saw one was about your golf out.
Yeah, so I played in the Illinois Valley Golf Open. Amazing tournament. TCF Pigoy, that has been intermittently on the podcast and is part of the gang. Him and our buddy Mason run 137 golfers over the last 2 days.
Our pro, Troy Bauer, got second
yeah, our
overall.
golf pro. Yeah, shout out TB. He was down. I think he shot a 75 on the first, 78 on the first day. He shot a 66 yesterday.
It's
a tough
course. So if you do well, you can score low.
Yeah, and I play in C5. I'm a 20 handicap. I
keep that ball straight, which might sound stupid, but if you can keep that ball down the middle, it's a big fairway there.
Yeah.
If you can keep it moving, you can.
The greens might as well been putting in the parking lot, though.
Well, that's the thing. If you're gonna do this, maybe like. I love Mendota, but the greens between Mendota and Seneca
very different. And that's part of the beautifulness of it.
You know what I mean, though?
Oh,
maybe try and get like two
similar
courses because you
it was very different.
And the next day it's
like, my first putt I tapped and it was going to go this far, and it went about 9 feet. It was like, oh boy, it's going to be one of those. That's a great tournament. 137 entries. My goal was to shoot under 200 for the 2 days, and I blew that. I think I shot a 187.
Overall, good time.
Tied for 8th, I think.
I had a great time. It's like in charge of running it.
Yeah, him and Mason, one of the guys we talked about on the show in our golf stuff. But yeah, shout out Troy, got second overall. Second question is, he has a friend who's a diehard Packers fan, and he says defense is going to be in the top 2 at the defensive top 2 at the end of the year. I disagree. They're going to be improved.
They'll be good. They'll be good.
Top 2 is asking a lot.
And the Bears are probably going to be top 3. And then it'll probably be the Rams or something. I mean, you got to have these defenses are very good right now.
Yeah. I think even after losing Mike Daniels, I still think they're the second best defense.
By the Lions.
Yeah. They're kind of in a logjam there. I still am not concerned about. But there's no way, I think.
To the Bears.
Who's hurt?
He's going to be back.
Is he back?
Amos is at the Packers and Daniels to the Lions.
Yeah, this is
trading off.
Yeah, exactly. And Amos looked good, and I like that. Like Kevin King looked good. Jair Alexander, I think, is going to be big this year.
Like I said, it's tough to see.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing. Like, we talked about this a lot. Like, I don't know if we just never realized. Like, every single NFL player is just a monster of a human. And we got Zadarius Smith, and like that guy like scares me. I'm 6 foot 240. That guy scares me. Like that guy would
big boys
rip me in half. But no, I think the Packers will be an improved defense.
They got to prove themselves.
But top 2 is a lot to ask for.
You said the rookie Gray. Is it Gray?
Yeah, Rashawn Gary.
I mean, he's a rookie starting on defense. I mean, we saw that last year with Roquan. It's going to take a little bit to get going.
And yeah, we saw him go offside, or I'm sorry,
encroachment. We got Roquan all the training camp this year.
Yeah,
which I understood. I mean, yeah, even not being a Bears
he's got to make some.
You got to understand. Well, you got to understand with the money wise, the contract. Right. That's going to happen a lot more in the NFL. I think Melvin Gordon is not there. Yep. Who was the other one?
Ezekiel Elliott
did not show up to camp. I'm thinking if I am the Dallas Cowboys, who do you sign first? Elliott or Dak Prescott?
Elliott.
I'd sign Elliott.
Prescott's so overrated.
And he's one. I just think Dak Prescott is a very average quarterback. I don't think he.
We'll get deeper into this when we do our NFL. Absolutely. No, that's a really.
I think Elliott is going to be.
I'm hear it on Sirius too.
Yeah, off field, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the field, I mean, he's a very good running back.
Absolutely.
I just don't. I like Dak Prescott as a quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be a superstar.
He's never going to be the player he was.
No, he's not. I don't think he's going to be able to lead the team to a Super Bowl.
He has peaked, I believe. Yeah, so like I said, finishing up, the Packers will be improved, not top 2.
Let's get into our TCF candy review.
We have a different kind of candy. This is a healthy candy.
Yeah, because we figured out I
got a duplicate.
That's my fault also.
All right, so what we have here, and I'm going to have to cut this up because I know the guy makes these. These are called outright bars. If you see them there. And these are a healthy, whole food. snack bar, I guess you would say. I like them a lot. 270 calories, 15 grams of protein. They're with all natural foods. They're like made of honey and protein powder, chocolate chips, and oatmeal. So I think you're going to like this, Zach. So we're going to try this out. Remember, everyone, and I caught a little bit of flack. We need to make sure we say this again. Our scale is out of 4. We're a 4-star scale. Not slack. I was talking to someone who had watched your video. He's like, how did I give it a 2.9? I'm like, well, our scale is a 4. So. So he's got like, the guy that makes this, actually, I have to tag him in this. There's a guy named Mark Lobliner who is from Elgin, Illinois, actually. And he owns a couple different supplement companies. I know him because my roommate in college got to meet him. To work on a paper or something with his fitness stuff. Dude, amazing. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram. He's an awesome dude. Every time I message him about anything weightlifting wise, he responds right back. Runs a great company. Amazing person. Good family guy. And he got tired of his kids eating like protein bars, and they have what was called glycerin, I think, glycogen. And it either makes you have to shit a lot or not shit at all. So he made these, and he has them in like 5 or 6 different.
One or the other, or you guys?
That's how your body reacts.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, no, but he made these, and this was the chocolate chip peanut butter flavor. So, do you have your rating?
3.6.
I was going to go 3.8. These are one of my favorite.
Very good.
And you know me, man. I'm a big. I like my protein shakes, my protein bars. This is my favorite. I hardly ever eat anything other than that. So, bars, and not bad price. Like, protein bars are like $3-4. You can get a 12-pack of these for like $24. Not bad.
I'm full of protein for the week.
No, that's probably a first protein.
TCF t-shirt right here. $10 for a local. $15 if you need to ship it. We are taking $5 off until was it Thursday night?
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. We have 4 2 X's.
1 large, 2 double X's, isn't it?
Let me see here. 4 2 X's. I think there's because I have 1 on and there's 3 over there.
Oh yeah.
And then 1 large and 4 mediums. So
$10 if we can deliver it to you locally. All you got to do with the local ones, just let us know, and we'll get you taken care of. If you let us know by midnight between Wednesday and Thursday, we'll get you at $10. If we have to ship it, $15. We want to get these out so we can get another batch ordered, get some different colors, get some hoodies going. So make sure you mess up any social media platform, send it to us, and we'll get you taken care of.
All right, let's move on to our TCF Top 3. We're doing TCF Top 3 podcast because we're on the road, TCF road trip. We listen to a lot of podcasts. We listen to podcasts every day, but it gets me through work.
Yeah, I hardly ever listen to everything.
So we love podcasts. Number 1 podcast is always Typical Chicago Fans. But
yes.
We're going to say other
and anything else on the Loop Sports.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it has to be outside the Loop Sports.
Yeah. We didn't really. Now that we thought about that.
Yeah. Damn it!
I'm going to go Party My Take is my number 1. I've always loved it. It's kind of the reason I even started doing this.
Yeah.
I've always loved listening to PFT and Big Cat Hank, Liam,
football.
Some of the funniest shit I've ever seen is, it's such a genius. Is
they hired like a 69-year-old
intern. Lady. Very nice. Jilly football. She got the Jilly beans, and it's just it's just awesome how it works. Like, she was asking David Spade questions on the podcast, and he just loves it.
It's almost grandma.
But to think about stuff like that, and then they got another guy that's like a Darren Ravel kind of guy, and it just goes after Darren Ravel. Not goes after him, but he does the same thing.
Marsh.
So Part of My Take, love it. They're like the number 1 sports, the number 1 podcast in my mind.
Yep.
Out there, and it's just, the way they put it together 3 times a week is awesome.
I don't disagree with you. My number 1, so I get 1 and 2. I'm going to go with the Pat McAfee show. Okay. I love Pat McAfee, and shout out to him. He just signed with ESPN, and you've actually know some guys working out there in his little compound. But Pat McAfee and the boys out there.
Thursday night college football, select games, but it's him, Hasselbeck, and then I think I saw Adam. Who was the third guy? But him and Hasselbeck are going to be awesome together. Pat McAfee on the mic is beautiful. He does ball of energy. You don't know where it's going to go, and that's the great thing. And he always has something to say that is going to fit the moment. I think he's going to be. I mean, he's going to be on Get Up every once. I think it's once a week. He's going to be on Get Up. He's just got all that energy, and he can talk for hours and keep
about
you locked
anything.
in.
Yeah. So my second one, and this is one I listen to every day. I got to go Chicago dog walk.
Oh,
I'm trying to get my wife to buy me a Bang Bang shirt for my birthday. I listen to it every day. You actually turned me on to it, and I'm still convinced that Nick Petro was Gator Nick.
15-20-minute podcast every day around lunchtime.
Yep.
So
it's perfect. I usually catch it on the ride home. And so what's your second?
My second would be Heartland Radio 2.0. I love it.
Yeah, that would have been my next choice. They're so they're not a sports podcast. They're comedians. Todd's a comedian. I used to have Sean Latham on it, who was a comedian.
They got Ty and Evan, they're always on there, and then Pat's on there when he can. Yeah. But the guys they get on there, the comedians they get on there, I think is the best. Yeah. It's just cool.
And they're just average dudes.
We're doing here. They got a bunch of guys there, and it's oh no.
It's on your phone, isn't it?
No. Oh, connected to the Wi-Fi. Damn. We're almost done too. When did it end?
Literally right as you started saying Heartland Radio 2.0.
Okay, so should we just end this?